Um, I just taught a really nice lesson, and I wanted to come on and just do a little bit of a workout for you today. And because when I like made that when I made that live the other day, I was saying, oh, I teach using the voice like an instrument, and my friend Patricia came on. She said, oh, I would love to know a little bit more about that. And it just reminded me, it's really nice to show you what I do. So let's have a little bit of a workout here. And I'm going to start. I mean, we all have different experience levels, different knowledge. So let's start where I start with everyone, really. And we'll go with a bit of anatomy along the way, so you kind of understand how this instrument we have is a bunch of different parts that work together. And I'll kind of give you a few little tweaks and twinges so we can look at that. And the very first thing that I always start with are the actual vocal folds. You can call them vocal folds, or you can call them vocal cords. It's really the same thing, and this is why that the voice has been compared to a string instrument. So you can go ahead and fill them where they are now by doing what we call a vocal fry. So this is where you put your vocal cords together like this. And notice you barely want any air. It's like pushing them together just a tiny little bit, like that. And there you can feel your vocal cords or your vocal muscles, your vocal folds pushing together. Now, by having a command over this is how you're going to be able to sing. This is literally like bass level, where if you can control your vocal cords, then so much can happen in your singing. And a lot of times when I see singers, they might have a weakness in this area. Their vocal cords aren't coming together enough, or they might have they might be overcompensating. They might be pushing their vocal cords together too tight. And so I'm not sure what kind of singer you are, but this is where I want you to have a little bit of awareness. But regardless, we're going to be putting the vocal cords together, and you can think, how does that feel? And use it from that perspective. So I always start with the vocal cords, and let's start down here in the guy's chest voice. And we're going to say the sound of gug, 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 right? Now, when you say gug, 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 you feel that muscle coming together. It's quite a muscly sound. Gug, 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 gug. We're talking on pitch using that sound. Gug, 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 gug. This is probably too low for most girls. Gug, 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 gug. Let the G do the work for you. Gug, 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 gug. Girls can probably come in about now. Gug, 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 gug. Noticing the sensations. Gug, 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 gug. Press the G. Gug, 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 gug. So guys, you can drop off now. You're at the top of your chest. Gug, 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 gug. Two more for the girls. Gug, 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 gug. Press against that G. Gug, 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 gug. Right, so there we can feel that it's literally clamping together the muscles of the voice. So this can do a lot in getting strength in your vocal, or for some of you who might have felt that it might have felt like you were choking a little bit, and that's because perhaps you already have that strength there. But what you need to know is singing is on the out breath, right? So singing is what we call flow phonation. So we are pushing air, and we're pushing it past our vocal cords. So that was very, very muscly. It's almost hard to push the air past there. And so some of you probably need a little bit more flow. If you felt that was too constricted, then perhaps you need to just get used to the flow of singing more, or perhaps you need just a little bit more of a delicate control of your vocal cords. Some of you that was doing really well of putting those muscles together. And if you were to sing with a little bit more of that digging in, you can liken it to digging in, then that could do really well for your singing. So let's look a little bit more of the flow of singing. So I want you know this one we've done before. This is a good warm-up. Let your face fall down over your hand. Now just do that in your own range. Don't follow me, but I want you to go from low to high. This is a little bit like rocking a boulder back and forth. And go a little bit higher. Or push that boulder a little bit further out. I like saying out and in rather than low and high, because a lot of the problems in singing come when we're reaching up to the pitch. So we want to think in and out. So just keep moving your voice and rocking it back and forth like a boulder. Now what you're experiencing here is the flow of singing, and that is we're pushing air past our vocal cords and past our lips. So our lips are mimicking what our vocal cords are doing, and it just helps to get everything lined up. Now let's move it into a consonant to help you. So let's do on the sound of shh. Working on this flow here. Now I want you to just, so if I just play this, if I just go shh, take a breath, shh, enjoy that feeling of flow. Shh. This is what you're doing when you're singing. And one more. Good. So this is that flow, but notice we don't have the muscle involved. So in here, the teeth are mimicking kind of what your vocal cords are doing. So let's go back now and add a little bit more of a consonant, not as strong as we did as the G at the beginning, but let's do a Z, or depending on where you are in the world, you might say Z. So, same thing we were just doing just then. So, but this time instead of shh, we're gonna add the Z. Take a breath and that Z sound, you're adding in your vocal cords closing. That's why you can make that sound. This is a voiced consonant. Where else you can feel this in your body? Are you feeling buzzing happening? And this is a byproduct, right? So I'm really talking to you about that baseline level, how we physically make the sound, and that's at the vocal cord by pushing air past your vocal cords. Let's feel the gug, gug, gug again. So we'll go gug, 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 gug. Gug, 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 gug. It's more flowy. good. So we're really focusing on this area today, and that's literally how we make a sound, how we can get real strength out of our voice. But just to make you aware, so where else you're feeling it in your body, those are results. So it's a bit like, if you're playing a guitar and you've got that hole in your guitar and the sound waves, you're actually strumming the strings. That is making the sound, right? That's like your vocal cords. But the hole in the guitar, the sound is bouncing around. That's like where you're feeling it. You might be feeling it in the mask, you might be feeling it in your chest, or if you're singing up high, you might be feeling it around your head. Those are the kind of acoustical effects of where you're singing. So that's like sort of your range. So for today's exercise, we're keeping that focus on how you make sound. And a lot of these concepts get thrown together and people get confused. This is an instrument of many parts, so it can be quite confusing. And so hopefully I can help clear up some concepts for you. But the very first thing you can focus on are closing your vocal cords. Let's do that vocal fry again. So now notice there how small it is. So you barely have to push any air to get that to come past. Now if you were saying gug, 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 that's a lot bigger, isn't it? So let's say if you wanted to sing with a full strong sound, you want to use your voice a little bit more in that way, like the gug, gug, gug. Or try this one on bup, bup, bup. Let's go. Bup, 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 bup. Press into the B. Bup, 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 bup. Bup, 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 bup. Bup, 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 bup. Bup, 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 bup. Bup, 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 bup. Bup, 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 bup. Now that was a range in my voice. If you're watching this and you're a guy, you might need to drop down the octave, or you might feel like you have to go up and you're really pressing and it feels a bit forceful. So everyone's voice is different. We've got different ranges that are good for us. We've got different sounds also that work depending on what we need. So today, let's just keep that focus on the vocal cords. So what we're doing there on the bup, 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 you're pressing here at your lips, but that's blasting back and it's making your vocal cords shut. So sometimes when we sing, we want to sing with that strong sound. Now you can replace the words of your song with gug or bup, and it gives you that feeling like you're digging into the sound, and therefore you get that feeling like you're more soulful, or you can sing more fully. And so that's how you can learn to play your voice like an instrument, using these type of sounds, knowing how to literally like strike the strings on the guitar, press your vocal cords together. That's what we're doing here. And sometimes you might want to back right off it, like the way Billie Eilish sings. I love the way she sings, so delicate, so really fine motor control, and in a way it's harder to sing like that than it is in this forceful way. So we're going to look at both on a song. I just had a great lesson with Jackie, and she reminded me of this wonderful song, Feeling Good. So if you want to follow along, bring up the just type into Google real quick, get the lyrics of It's Feeling Good. We're going to use the first two verses. Now let's so the first verse, just kind of go through it right now, just learning it. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. Okay, great. Now, let's do that again. Now, I want you to really, really back off of the vocal cord, right? So we're going to do first verse, right? We're going to do it very, very held back. Now, by held back, I don't mean breathy. So I want you to have that little core in your voice, right? So, for example, birds flying high, you know how I feel, barely, barely push. Now, if you feel like you're holding back, I want you to hold back some more. You're not holding back enough. We're trying to make just the vocal fry. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. You know, so there's a lot of energy in that, in holding back. Now, I love like having that little core in your voice as opposed to breathiness. Sure, you can use breathiness if you want as an ornamentation, but in terms of learning control of your vocal cords, if you can pull right back and still have that little connection, or you can then press right in and get a nice fuller sound, which we're going to try now. But it's always connected in that way. And, you know, if you sing breathy, your vocal cords are open. So you can just feel that now. And if you sing connected, your vocal cords are closed. So say gug, gug, gug. Now let's go it through now on gug, gug, gug. So we're going to now sing and press down. Let's say if we want to sing that first verse really, really fine like we just did, and then we want to press into it. So I want you to change the words to gug. Gug, 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 gug. Gug, 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 gug. Gug, 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 gug. Gug, 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 gug. Gug, 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 gug. Gug, 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 gug. Gug, 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 gug. Gug, 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 gug. Gug, 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 gug. Yeah, cool. Well done. So you can see how it will help you like dig into the sound. Now, let's try it on the words there with that more like digging in quality. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Nice. Okay, good. I'm gonna circle around these chords now, and I want you to improvise. I'm feeling good. Okay, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna let you do this. through for you. Let's go back to the quiet one, barely anything. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. How small can you make it? Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. It would help if I could play the piano. I've never once claimed to be a piano player. Right, guys. Thanks for joining me. I hope you can go through that and learn about your vocal cords, how they close, because it can do wonders for your singing. Literally, this is how you play your instrument, #1 way. All right. Enjoy your day. See you later. Bye.